Hey, and welcome back to another edition of the Official Visit podcast. I'm Andrew Greif, beat writer for the Oregonian, covering Oregon Ducks football. I'm with Tyson, Alger, my co-beat writer, and we have a guest today, Mr. Kani Benoit, running back. This is your redshirt sophomore year?
Mm-hmm. Redshirt junior
year with the Ducks. Last year, I think it's fair to say, was your breakout year. Mm-hmm. You know, it's hard to get touches behind a guy like Royce Freeman, but right. I think back to the Arizona State game when you had that long touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
And
good time
in your hometown, basically.
Mm-hmm. You had a good game against Stanford too last year. Didn't you have a long run?
Yeah, that was some of my better games. So,
what's your favorite game you've ever played in?
I would have to say my home state. That was good because I won state in that same stadium, and so going back to win the game was pretty cool.
What's a better feeling, winning state or beating?
They were both in. The other one was in double overtime, and this one was quadruple overtime. So I mean,
so you're the fault.
Yeah. So I might be that curse why games played there or they go into overtimes, but they both ended up really well, and ended up on top.
Piggybacking off of something I asked you before we started recording, I had asked him how tired do you get after a practice? Mm-hmm. How tired are you after a quadruple overtime game?
I say anxiety is really high, and then just being on the field like that, takes its toll. Just play after play after play. But you train for it, so you're kind of prepared. Games are always easier than practice, so
right.
That's something that I think anyone who's played sports knows. You do actually get to that point, even if it's like low level pickup ball with your buddies. Mm-hmm. You still get to a point where you kind of do zone out and block out, the people razzing you in the crowd, but when it's like a multiple overtime game, you guys played that a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you start getting aware of like, wow, we're like one play away from winning or losing? Are you is it creeping in, the anxiety?
I would just say I think the anxiety is there, but then you're confident, and if you fall back on your training, usually the outcome's good. So I think we're just going to continue on that, and if we end up in a couple games like that, those are fun games, blowout games. I don't like playing in blowout games. I like playing in competitive games. So,
what was your viewpoint of Vernon's pass to Stanford? The one that got fourth down.
Where he crashed into Munt.
To send it to overtime.
Oh, I remember just seeing it go in the air. I was like, where is this ball going? And then I just see Dwayne just trotting around. I'm just like, there's no way Vernon saw him. And the next thing you know, just Dwayne and Johnny jump up for it. I was like, I thought that they were going to drop it or be an incomplete pass because they ran into each other, but Dwayne held on for that one, so I'm happy.
That stands out to me as like
that was the best play all of last season, I think.
Absolutely. Last year was a crazy year in a lot of ways. A lot of plays that people didn't expect to happen, but that one stands out to me too. And it's essentially also because of, like you said, Johnny. They could have dropped that thing no problem.
Easily.
And people would have understood. They've been like, hey, I get it. You had a 250-pound guy slam into you. And Dwayne still held on to it. Mm-hmm. I'm still blown away by that.
Yeah, I see that catch, on some highlight film all the time, and I'm just like, man, that was a really good catch.
Were things as chaotic as they look from above when Vernon's scrambling? Like, it just seems like that, like, all hell's breaking loose, and then all of a sudden he finds something that...
I think everyone on the sideline is probably holding their breath, not really freaking out, just seeing, like, what he was going to do. Because I think our coaching staff and players were really confident in Vernon, and we knew he was a play away from making some big things happen. So I think we were just seeing what he had up his sleeve, really, and so that's what he had, and I can't complain about it.
If Mark Elfridge had hair, I think it would have turned gray last year.
Yeah, and fell out.
Yeah. So take us inside the plane ride home after a game like that. Like, is everyone just dead tired, no one talking, asleep, or is it like, guys, we just came out of that win by the skin of our teeth?
I'm not sure because I was not on that plane ride because we played that Thursday. So
bad question, Andrew.
Yeah.
You stayed. I forgot.
Yeah, so I stayed. But after games, we still had games like that. I think people are really happy about it. We celebrated in the locker room, and then usually on the plane ride, we're looking at highlights of other games. Seeing what's happened, and everyone's pretty calm at that point. Kind of moving on to the next game.
Sure. Yeah.
Best food on a road trip. What city?
Oh, Texas.
Yeah,
their barbecue is pretty good. I don't think it's the meat. I think it's their sauces. Their sauces are really good. So.
We thoroughly enjoyed Al Mobile Week just because San Antonio had some awesome food stuff on the. What was that place that we'd go to?
Boudreaux's.
Yeah, I tried ordering something, and the person's like, "You're not getting that. You're getting the shrimp and grits." I was like, "Okay." It was probably like a top 5 meal I've had all time. Thank you, Oregonian expense account.
Yeah.
But like don't know, when you guys go around to different cities, do you get time to explore at all or anything, or is it all pretty straight by the book?
A few hours, probably like after special teams meeting on Fridays, the last meeting. Families are usually in town or someone's family in town, friends. So, we have a little bit of like about a 3-hour block. We can go and kind of explore whatever a hotel we're near and the restaurants near it. So, sometimes just depends.
The Helfrich didn't have a whole lot to say when we asked him about the new NCAA social media rules on Media Day. Have you heard about those?
I heard about them, but I'm not really sure how it works. Whether they're allowed to slide in the DMs.
They're allowed to.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Just, hey, how's it going?
I think they could slide in before that. I think that now it's like they can retweet and favorite.
Oh man, that must be huge.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, from an athlete's standpoint. I think I've only heard from coaches who are like, it's a lot of work. From a highly recruited athlete who's hearing from a lot of people, like it is anyway. They're already getting phone calls and letters, visits to your high school. Would that be a little even more annoying for you guys to have like that extra step added?
I would say it would be annoying if it was a coach you didn't want to hear from.
Yeah,
I would say, but if it's a university that you like and you like their coaching staff, I think it wouldn't be a hassle.
You're getting that retweet, you're like, okay.
Yeah, just all right, they're still interested type of thing. But I mean, if it's a school I'm not interested in, I could see them getting annoyed by it.
Right.
Always getting.
I'd like to see a coach who loses a recruit go back and unfavorite every.
That'd be funny.
Then comes the unfollow.
Funny.
Yeah, I know. Farrow was recruited by Hoke at Michigan, so he's always giving them crap. So that's kind of funny.
For losing him?
Yeah, for losing him. So that's kind of funny.
Well, thank goodness Farrow plays offense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
All right, we got to get into this. One of the reasons we like to do the podcast is we like to find hobbies or whatever of players that is unrelated to football. You told us before we came in here that you go spearfishing. Mm-hmm. Take us through it.
Started with Danny Mattingly. He's kind of an outdoorsy type of person, and so we used to watch him all the time. And then we just recently started joining him, me, Ty, and Taj. They're better at catching them than I am. They can hold their breath a lot longer. I mean, they have a snorkel and goggles and stuff, but usually it's just either the Mackenzie or the Willamette.
Oh, yeah.
The Willamette. So that's where we started because it's closest to campus, and then we just kind of go in that. We bought a bunch of kayaks, and we kind of just float down. Dan just hops out, spears a fish, comes back up. It's like Tarzan catching prey. So, yeah, that's kind of how it started, and we do it every summer because that's the most time we have.
Do these fish go on a grill somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. We've cooked.
They just eat them out there.
Just raw.
It's a very manly.
Just sushi. Yeah.
I don't know how outdoorsy Danny is.
Yeah, no,
nothing like a good Mackenzie River sturgeon to really,
Yeah, he's really up. He's like he bikes. I know he bikes to here all the time. He likes biking. He just got a new bike. He's a really outdoorsy person. Hunting, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the weirdest hobby on the team? Like is there anybody that you just go like, what the? I mean, spearfishing's out there, but
I don't know. I know Dakota plays some game called Overwatch.
Oh yeah, some video game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, constant,
right?
All the time, plays it all the time. I don't know. I don't see anything in the game. It's almost like what is World of Warcraft?
Oh right.
WoW. What do they call it?
Oh, like those.
Yeah, it's like that. And
those RPGs.
He loves it. Yeah, he loves it. I'd say that's probably kind of weird. It's like a 8-year-old game.
I'm of a generation that is a little bit before Pokemon came out. So I do
what
not
was before?
understand Pokemon Go.
So what came out before Pokemon?
I think the big thing when I was growing up was Power Rangers. That was huge. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
that was like the big thing.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Tamagotchis were also huge. Like the pets you could feed on like a keychain.
Oh yeah.
So like we missed.
What year
Pokemon.
were you born?
94.
94. So like,
Pokemon was out.
What year was your first year in high school?
09.
09.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if Pokemon Go is a thing for you guys, like in the facility. Are there Pokemon in the facility?
I was hoping we'd get a Pokemon.
I think there is Pokemon here. I'm pretty sure there are Pokemon here. I haven't tried it. I haven't downloaded the game. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! So
my sister was huge into Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I never really got into Pokemon that much. I like the shows, but
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh! is more my thing.
Do you guys? Do you guys, when you're off the football field, how much do you guys try to stay away from football, especially during fall camp, or like you're around the facility probably 8 hours a day?
Mm-hmm. I'd say everyone probably goes home and watches film.
Really?
I know I go and watch film. I know all the running backs go and watch film. And then after that, I kind of shut it off. I think it's good to just kind of escape from that type of environment. I think, what was it, last night, I was sleeping, and I don't know if I was in a dream or something yet, but I just remember running a play in my head and doing it wrong, and just remember, like, health in the back, and I, like, freaked out and woke up, and I was like, oh, man, it's fall camp. I'm just like, all right, I'm good. And I went back to sleep. I was just like, I was like, that felt real, but...
Are those generally a lot of people have that nightmare of, like, they show up to, like, a test in a class that they haven't been to in, like, months. And
I would say
like,
it's that type of environment, because I'm always looking at film. I'm always rehearsing plays in my head, especially in camp. And so I think my body was still in that mode and my mind was still in that mode, and I had a dream about it, and it freaked me out.
You'll have those for years to come. Like I haven't played. I used to play competitive hockey, and like a recurring dream I still have is like showing up for like a state championship game or something, and like get to the rink and like I forgot my bag, so I
just everything.
And go get it, and and it's just you wake up and it's just like it shouldn't freak you out as much. Like. Don't play anymore.
He's selling himself short. He plays on a championship hockey club team in Portland area.
Well, men's league. And
hey, championships are championships, all right?
It's a natty, baby.
It's a natty. Exactly. It's a natty. I'll take it.
I appreciate that. You dropping that on the podcast. all the listeners.
Anytime you want to bring up my pickup hoops skills.
That's the most out-of-shape athlete we've ever seen.
Speaking of athletes who are not out of shape, you grew up in the same area as Devin Allen. Is it... And I know you guys were in like different classifications, right?
We were supposed to go to the same high school together.
Brophy?
No, St. Mary's.
Okay.
And then it just never happened. And then he went to Brophy and I went to Thunderbird.
Okay.
So where he's in what division? What is it now? It's like 4A1 or 5A1, something like that.
Which was the bigger school?
Brophy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thunderbird was a smaller school.
Yeah, Thunderbird is a small school.
So you didn't really go against each other very often, if at all. But did you know about him? Like
Oh yeah. And then once we found out we committed to the same school, we exchanged numbers. He reached out to me, I think over Facebook, and then we started seeing each other at track meets, state track meets, and stuff like that. And we've just been connected ever since.
So is this surreal? Is this like really weird or?
It's crazy because I was his roommate freshman year, and he was always talking about like I might have to sit out a year, and because the Rio's coming up, and most people didn't believe him, but I was always at the state track meets, so I'm just like, this guy's breaking his own records and state records repeatedly. I'm just like, nah, he probably has a really good chance. I mean, if he's healthy, I'm just like, he will go. I was like, I don't see why he wouldn't. And so everyone else was like, I don't know. I was like, man, I've been seeing this guy since high school. I was like, he has a really good shot. So, it's crazy he's there now, but I mean, I kind of believe that he would do it. He's a pretty straightforward guy, and once he sets his mind on something, he's going to accomplish it. So,
how hard would that situation be? And I know they're trying to work around it a little bit, where he could turn pro in track, and like, I mean, he could make money instantly right now. Versus, I know he said he wants to come back and play football. Like, how hard would that be to weigh that?
Oh, I'm sure. It's really hard to weigh, because I'm sure everyone wants to take care of their family and things like that, and he might have that opportunity, but I think he just wants to be able to accomplish all of it, and I mean, if he's gotten this far, I don't see why he can't,
right?
And I don't even think he believes in the word can't, so, it's going to be a tough decision. I'm sure he's going to talk to his father, and they'll figure out the best situation for him.
This is something that, it might not apply to Devin, because I know his personality, but like, let's say he comes back to football. How can coaches and teammates kind of not discipline, but like keep a high level of pressure on a guy when he has the option of like, oh, screw this, like I can go run track. You know what I mean? Like how could you like potentially bench someone or like discipline somebody when they could just quit and go do something else?
I think if he chooses to come play for us, it's going to be because he wants to. And even if that pressure's on him, I think he has a high enough standard for himself that he won't get complacent in that type of way. So I think he's always going to come out and compete. I mean, even when he won the NCAAs and came back for spring ball, he's working as hard as he could, still competing with all the other receivers. And so there's really good receivers here, and he knows that. So he knows he can't be complacent in that type of way because there's receivers that can come in and do his job.
How many hurdles would Devin have to spot you for you to beat him in the hurdles? Could you start like 3
Like
hurdles
pink
ahead
tip
of him.
type of racing, like 3 lengths type of.
No, just like 110-meter hurdles.
And you have your cars on it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And you have your that term scholarship check on it. And does he give you 3 hurdles?
Gutsy.
Does he give you 3 hurdles? 4? I don't know. You're a fast guy, clearly, but
I don't know. I've seen Devin slip out of the blocks in a meet once and still come in second. So, I don't know. I really don't know. That'd be a question for Devin.
How much fast? Like, is his top end speed like on a football field? Like, how's that compared to like you guys? Like, is he the fastest guy on the team, or is it like?
I would say as of now, yes.
ball in his hand, shoulder pads on.
Yeah, I would say as of now, yes, because he's been training just speed work, and so I mean, if I always want to know.
But he's been cheating, is what you're
Yeah,
saying,
he's been cheating.
Yeah.
What I'm waiting for is for Taj to join track and see what happens there. That should be pretty exciting. So as of now, I'd say Devin is the fastest one.
What's your favorite Olympic sport to watch?
Ooh.
You like a badminton guy?
No,
table
I just
tennis?
watched field hockey. I didn't even know field hockey was an Olympic sport. But that's kind of cool. We were up.
There's
so
a guy
I'm
on
happy.
the Patriots that's on the
rugby
rugby
team.
team. Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Let's
Which is
see.
pretty sweet.
There's a University of Oregon former football player who's on the rugby team.
Oh,
Zach
really?
Test. Yeah.
Oh wow. I
Played
did
here for a
not know
couple
that.
years. I mean, you're never going to find him in the stats, but he was here, and then he's like a really dominant rugby player.
Really?
too. Yeah.
Wow. I like ping pong.
Yeah,
It's pretty intense. I didn't even know it got that serious. So ping pong's pretty cool. I wish I could like the Olympic basketball, but it's just a dominant
Yeah.
force by
I
the
see
U.S.
some other team.
Yeah,
better.
there's not. So
They should have like East. They should separate the U.S. team into like Eastern Conference and Western Conference and have them play against each other.
I'm
I'm sure that would go over really well.
Yeah.
Okay, say like Tyler Dorsey of ULO
Mm-hmm.
basketball. He played for Greece in the World Championships last year.
Really?
Because he has some lineage to Greece.
Uh-huh.
If you could participate in the Olympics for another country, just any country, what would you want to go in? Say that country was terrible.
So you're
you
saying
could
what
basically-
sport
yeah,
I
like you
would
could
want
choose.
to join?
You could basically choose whatever you want because the country just needed an athlete. If you had, like your family tree went back somewhere and you were like, they needed like.
So do you want the country or
No, just if you could pick an event.
If you could pick an event,
cricket? Is cricket an Olympic sport?
I don't think so. Let me search.
Sure.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna check real quick.
Say it is, then that would be the sport because it looks kind of cool. But I've seen those guys get hit with the ball and that doesn't look comfortable at all.
I mean, I guess running would be too easy to choose for you.
It's cricket.
Yeah.
Only made one appearance at the Olympics, Paris in 1900.
Well, that's because those
So it
games can
wasn't-
take like 3 hours or like
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
Okay, so cricket's out of the question.
Swimming. That'd be cool.
It's a little competitive.
It's really competitive. But hey, challenge is a challenge.
Well, that's where spearfishing came in handy, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's a good book.
Michael Phelps is dominating everything, so that might not even be worth going in.
He's done after this Olympics stuff.
He's done.
I'm sure.
Didn't he say that last time?
I'm sure. Yeah, he probably did. I'm
And
sure.
so it's
though.
like when you can probably go and win a gold or two. It's like,
How much money do you get for a gold?
Is it like 100,000? Devin's saying something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
I thought it was 35,000. I could
you're
be wrong about that.
you could be right.
They-
Is
they-
it taxed?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Right?
It might depend on where you live.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're gonna have to be.
Well, you'll have to ask Devin if you.
Yeah.
So free dinner on Devin. When
Yeah,
Yeah,
free dinner
yeah.
on Dev.
Yeah.
You can take all the beat reporters out to
Yeah.
dinner. Yeah.
It will be insane if he wins a medal.
Yeah.
Because I think he's picked to medal,
Mhm.
and I know one of the guys who's picked to win from Jamaica is one of his good friends.
Mhm.
So and he's right up there with him. But it's still just to think that he could.
How
he could come
does
back to
Devin
medal.
become a good friend with a guy from Jamaica?
Well, he could trains in the U.S.
Gotcha.
All I'll say about that is my old roommate won a world championship gold medal in the high jump
Oh, wow.
in track like 6 years ago now.
Here we go.
And it was, I would always find it laying on the dining room table, just like underneath
Yeah.
a stack of papers.
Yeah, you showed me it once when I came over to write. Andrew's
Yeah.
like, "You want to see a gold medal?" And he like opens a drawer and just like.
He just left it out like as a paperweight. So I don't think Devin would do that.
Wow.
But you never know. You might be able to like take it out for the day and just like.
I would imagine
around.
it ends up at Devin's dad's. Like,
Yeah. I'm sure there's a
I think it's
shrine
in a
there.
safety deposit
Right.
box in a bank somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, we'll get you out on this question. You line up all the running backs. You have to run 60 yards. Who wins? And who gets last?
Out of us 4,
Yeah.
man.
Taj. Wait, we were talking.
How are you compared to Royce?
See, I'm not sure what Royce. He's fast, but I don't know what his 40 is or his 60. But he's pretty fast. I'd say Taj would be first.
I feel like that's
See, I gave it 60 yards because Taj probably has that quick acceleration speed. You know, maybe you top out higher than Taj. Maybe you don't.
Taj has been running track for a really long time.
Right.
So I would say Taj would win the 60, though. Yeah, he would definitely
That's a very arbitrary number,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, no, they run the 60 in track. Don't
perfect.
they?
indoors. Yeah.
Yeah, indoors. They run the
I know
60.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You're good, I got you.
So Taj wins.
Taj wins, and then depending on Royce, it could be... Because then Tony's coming right after that. And then Royce or me.
Wow.
Because Tony's pretty quick. He's
Okay.
track too.
So if there's a guy at the 30 that you have to truck and then finish.
Huh. I mean, it'd be a tie. I mean, Royce definitely can do it, and I can do it. But Royce can really do it pretty good. I think, what is it? The one against U of A, his freshman year?
Right.
Chucks that guy right out of bounds.
Does Royce lift that much more than everybody, or is he just naturally that huge?
It's pretty natural.
Is that infuriating? Like, be lifting with him, be like, really, you look like you lifted for like 8 straight weeks, but you really just like showed up at the gym once.
Yeah, I mean, he works hard in the weight room all the time, but you know, you look at him and it's like, do you even really need to lift? I mean, it hurts you more to lift. But no, you know, he busts his butt in the weight room, so I'd say he's naturally that way, but you know, he's gotten stronger.
Okay, I'll really get you out on this one. Last year, pound for pound, I remember a lot of people saying Joe Walker was the strongest guy on the team. This year,
Hold on, he didn't like that.
No. I agree with it. Just depending on what lift we're talking. Here.
okay. What's the best lift that you would go by if there was only one to go by?
For Joe Walker, I'd say clean. I think he
Okay.
almost cleaned 400 pounds. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
So, and that's full squat too.
Right.
So,
That's an explosive one.
Yeah.
I feel like that translates to football.
I once ate
Explains
2
what-
breakfasts in a day.
It's a full.
So yeah, I'd say Joe. So you're saying someone currently now?
Currently now on the 2016 team, strongest pound for pound, and like
Ty is pretty strong for his size.
really.
Yeah, I think he benched or cleaned like almost 360 or something like that.
What do you do?
Yeah, I did 319.
Yeah, same.
What did he squat? Squatted like 460 or something like that. I mean, he's just really naturally strong.
Ty Griffin. Okay.
Benched over 300.
There we go.
He's pretty strong naturally, I'd
Cool.
say.
Well, thanks for joining us, man.
No worries.
Appreciate it.